all of the different ways to heal our bodies and research and diving into all these different things, I came across something called functional medicine. And what functional medicine is and how it's practiced and who practices is really interesting. So, Dr. Amy Beard is an Arkansas functional medicine doctor, and I'm going to visit with her. And a big thing, food is really medicine. Here with Dr. Amy Beard, and wanted to get Amy on to show us the difference in functional and conventional medicine. What is all of this about? Because it can be confusing trying to find answers for anything. So introduce yourself for us if you don't care.
Yeah, well, like you said, I'm Dr. Amy Beard, born and raised in this great state of Arkansas. Started out as a dietitian before I was a physician. So worked primarily in the home health realm as a dietitian, the health department, Baptist, and their nutrition clinic. And then went on to obtain my medical degree from UAMS and did a family medicine residency up in Fayetteville. And then began working as an ER doctor right out of residency. And then opened up my own concierge family medicine practice. And then had this encounter with a functional medicine physician back in 2014, I think it was. And that's really where a lot of my major changes began to happening within my own approach to treating the human condition and keeping people well and preventing them from getting sick. And it was, this impacted my own health. I was struggling with my own health at the time. And like I said, I had this chance meeting with a functional medicine physician and Dr. Betty Bischoff from Tulsa. And that's really where this transformation of my own personal beliefs and practices really came into play, and how I've kind of ended up where I am today as a functional medicine physician who does primarily, I do that primarily through telemedicine right now.
Well, the perfect time to be in the telemedicine industry.
No kidding, right?
So you have got the experience from the standard curriculum of dietitian, and then from the medical experience, and then even ER. So that's awesome. I was on an ambulance for almost 8 years, so I've seen the huge advancements in trauma, especially, where we need to give a lot of kudos to modern medicine for sure. The functional side, I think that's kind of that tipping point, though, because we're all, for the most part, on American diet, we're tired. We've got belly issues, pre-diabetic, diabetic, heart, you name it. Cancer, all of it is just like everywhere.
Yeah.
So that root cause of why is this going on, that's functional medicine, isn't it?
Absolutely. Functional medicine is it's a new concept to most people, even though it's been around for quite some time. It's not a specialty. Everybody wants to treat it as a specialty. It's an approach to health, and it's one that strives to uncover and address the root causes and mediators of the chronic diseases that we face today. And I think that's where modern medicine is really failing us right now, is in the treatment and reversal and prevention of chronic disease. We do a great job with the acute stuff. Like you said, the trauma, the ER setting, the ICU setting, the diagnostics. We do a fantastic job there, but we're failing people when it comes to chronic disease, and we're reaching these epidemic levels, like you said, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, autoimmune diseases. What is going on, and what is really at the root cause of these problems?
Yeah, and your model is a lot about getting back to basics, so to speak, and you
Yes.
have health coaches that help with how do we make good decisions with our diet? What are we looking with about possible environmental toxins, whether that's
Right.
water or the air or food? And so you have a coach that can help with this foundation, having that strong foundation. Now, when we start getting into, all right, we got to figure out something, what's going on in the labs and other diagnostics, that's where you can come in and decipher, because those numbers can
Yeah.
unfortunately mean different things to different doctors, right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
So able to decipher that, and then so how do you implement a plan of finding the root cause? Can you go through that process a little bit?
Yeah. So every functional medicine practice and doctor does things differently. Okay. We all have the way that works the best for us. I've been doing this a while. And for those of you who may have looked into functional medicine, it can be very expensive. Um, I don't know if you've looked at some of the prices and things of what they're charging, but everybody seems to want to go straight for testing right off the bat, which can be expensive in itself. And I have found that that's often not necessary for most people. Most people aren't doing the basics right. I like using health coaches. And what we have our patients do is they come in and we do an investigation on them. And we are spending, and before they even see us, they are spending a lot of time providing answers to a lot of questions they've probably never been asked before. Going back even to childhood, we're asking about all kinds of stuff, lifestyle related. And then you're going to meet with a health coach who's even going to who's going to ask even more questions. We're really getting all up in your business because we need to know about you and your life, because that's where you start finding the answers. And a lot of times people can be helped with just a health coach, just making sure that they're cleaning up their diet, they're helping them with their stress, they're making sure they're doing all the things to get restorative sleep, they're getting outside, they're exercising, but not too much. They're reducing their toxin exposures, they're getting their gut health back in shape. All of those things can go a real long way in helping you overcome a lot of these chronic issues that are plaguing our society. Now, when those things don't work, then it's time to kick it up a notch. And those people are often referred then to me and other functional medicine practitioners who can then, start thinking about what tests do we need to order, what labs, what tests, what kind of other therapeutics should we be using. And pharmaceuticals are always my last go-to. They're often unnecessary when you start taking care of the lifestyle issues.
The basics, the basics. Yeah. That. So, with me specifically, with my son who was diagnosed with cancer, it was the doctors. I have faith that they're going to do their part. God's going to do His part. Answer a lot of prayers. But Daddy was going to do his part, and that really took me down the path of your approach with a lot of things. That cleaning up the diet. That is a big deal. But I really have been shocked lately in a lot of the other environmental toxins have blown my mind. With the water, what's in our water is unbelievable. That's insane to me, and we're going more in depth with that soon.
Okay, great. I
The
love to talk
the
about this. I
the
have
the
my own
farm.
thoughts about that too.
Yes, but we got, and we're you and I are going to follow up on a lot. I have a feeling in the future, but the farming practices, because I mean I have a farmers market. That's what we do. It's my goal is to bring the consumer the best product possible. But in doing that, I work with a lot of farmers in let's tweak some practices. Let's learn more about why we're doing certain things and juggle. They got to buy it and they got to grow it or make it. So there's a lot of this that goes in, but that nutrition component and the lack of environmental pesticides, toxins, other things is why we need the proof or means like you to be able to say, hey, this is indeed causing those problems. and we can fix it if the farmer will do this, or if the consumer will buy and avoid that.
Yes.
So
Yeah, quality is everything, and I see this play out time and time again in my own practice with my patients. When you go the the unprocessed route, the organic route, the quality route, that you can see it in their health.
Yeah, it's a
it's a
It
big,
really
I know.
is. Your food truly is either going to help you or harm you. It can be your medicine or your poison. It comes down to your what you're choosing to put into your mouth.
absolutely, absolutely. All right. Another kind of topic that I want to hit on is, how do we simplify this? How do we bring an absolute overwhelming amount of information with 5,000 differing opinions and options for people? How do we simplify this? So, like, for anybody watching this, what's that first action step to, hey, I don't feel just quite right? What's my first step?
Well, your first step is to acknowledge that perhaps that what you've been doing has contributed to this. In my experience, after having worked with hundreds and hundreds of patients in a variety of settings, your health depends on what you do, not what your doctor is doing. And that is a mindset that has got to change. Your lifestyle plays, I'm even going to say 95% role in the chronic issues that you may develop in your lifetime. It's what you are actually doing and being exposed to that is driving that. And that's where your health is going to come from. The decisions that you make, not the ones that the doctor is making. So first, you just got to kind of admit that, or see how what you do is playing a part in your health.
So that it's the name of your podcast, isn't it? Self-care.
Yeah, self-care is the new health care.
So we do have a lot of responsibility in our own health. It's up to us individually on making those right decisions. And so I hope that I'm helping bring together some of the best people in the world to guide and give that advice. One of my goals is actually to make Arkansas a blue zone. So that is like my big picture. That
You're talking.
Yeah, and to do that, there's a lot of steps, a lot of things that happen. So blue zone, for anybody that doesn't know, that's an area, region in the world at which people regularly live to be 100 or more. And so that
a high quality of life.
With a high quality of life. So to go from 49 as on the scale of 50 states as the unhealthiest, we're typically around 48 to 50 in bad health, to that is a big, big undertaking. But I think that if enough of us are aware and working together, I think we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ever going to stop trying. We've got a long road ahead of us, but I'm seeing positive changes in just the people that I'm encountering, and people who are waking up to the fact that perhaps what we're doing with regards to our health and what we've been taught is not working.
Yeah, and I think that's evident in so Lander did really good in comparison to a lot of people that have gone through the same thing as him. He did really good, and the reception about people that have watched his story has been awesome. So they know, hey, something is different here, and have a lot of in-depth conversation with physicians now that I admire greatly for being willing to ask questions outside of the box that they've been taught. And I'm not going to condemn anybody for that. That's how you've been taught or how you were raised, and you think that way. But to see so many being open to it is really exciting.
Yeah, and I even have, there's more and more physicians that are starting to open their minds to other things. I can speak, and I'm not here to demean any physicians or healthcare professionals, but we there's a culture in our education that likes to demean natural remedies and things like that. That needs to change. But a lot of people are waking up to that. And a lot of people I went to residency with, a lot of doctors that I know, are coming around, and they're reaching out to me wanting to know more about functional medicine and how they can get involved, where they start. And so that's very encouraging to me, and I will go out of my way to help anybody who is interested in this to get you started, because I had really no one. I had one person, but I was kind of lost. I was finding my way on how to do this and how to make, survive, financially doing this. And it still has a lot of challenges, but I'm still very encouraged from what I'm seeing in the healthcare community too.
It's coming around. I know that in the conversations I have out here daily at the market. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be, building that relationship with you and see how we can help more people. So can you tell everybody where they can find you, or anybody that might be interested in the health coaching, where they can go to maybe to work with you directly?
Sure, certainly. I have a website. It's amybeardmd.com. Real easy. That's the website. You can learn more about what the practice is, how we do things. There is a strategy involved. And there is a method to our madness, and it's going to be very different than something you may have encountered in your conventional medicine world. And then we also I'm very active on social media, and I'm always giving out a lot of valuable information on Facebook, which is Amy Beard MD. I also have an Instagram account by the same name. And we've just opened a Parlor account with Self-Care is the New Healthcare as well. Awesome. And you can find us on YouTube. We download our podcast in the video form on YouTube, and that is also under Amy Beard MD. And you can listen to our podcast, Self-Care is the New Healthcare, on Spotify and iTunes. We've taken a little bit of too long of a break from our podcast. We had a lot of things thrown on us at once, so we had to kind of prioritize, but that is about to become a big priority again, because so many people have reached out to us wanting us to do more podcasts, and so we're going to get back on those very, very, very soon.
Good. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us, and I look forward to visiting with you again soon.
You're very welcome. And I hope that one day, perhaps, that we can discuss my own personal healthcare journey using the functional medicine approach, and how I went from every itis in the world, even an MS diagnosis, to now being completely asymptomatic and no medications and living a very, very fulfilling and high quality life.
Well, we'll make that happen.
All right, cool.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.